Yellow is worse. Yellow is worse. Let's try different color. How about red? I guess red is easier to read, and if I make the screen bigger, it'll be easier to read. Like that. Hey, Tristan Steinheimer! This is dead again? No. Alright, so now I taste a little bit of floral. Actually, the green looks pretty good. If I change the green, I think we'll be able to read it, because I can read the green on the other side. Let's change the green. Let's change it to green, because it seems like green I can read the words better. Somewhere in the bright green. It's not helping. It's not helping. I don't know. I don't know. I used to work at the performance center, which is part of a racing school. I worked on the race cars as well as lease cars. When you work on the cars, you have to give a test run. Yeah, I tried to give a test run yesterday. It was working, and then it doesn't. Your wife says red. I think the red is just gonna hurt your eyes, though. That's the thing. Because we already tried red before, and it's hurting people's eyes, I think. Because you have to be a pretty bright color. How about orange? Alright, Chief. Talk to you later. Well, that's working now. That's working now. Let's see if that will continue to work for a little bit. Oh, it's working. It's working now. It's working now. Yeah, so now it's working. So we'll just keep that at that. Now, a little bit more floral right now, but still not that good. It's sad to say, the Liga Zebra is significantly better than the Jungle Stripe. Now, what's my opinion on the Jungle Stripe? You wanted to take that thing and bury it. Jungle Stripe is that much better. Good, good. Year of the Pig is stronger, but it's pretty good cigar. It's pretty good cigar. Now, Bob, if you work in a BMW collision center before, you know what I'm talking about. Would you ever buy a 160,000 mile BMW? Would you ever buy a 160,000 mile used BMW? You probably wouldn't. But would you buy a 160,000 mile Civic? If they were the same price, which one would you buy? Exactly what I'm talking about. High-end luxury goods is not that dependable. It's not that dependable. I hate to tell you that because I drive German car myself. I used to be a fanatic for Japanese cars. And you can modify everything that you want. It's cheap. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to cigar. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. High-end stuff, you buy it for the feeling, the name, the idea behind it. Daily, your daily cigar, your cheap cigars, that it has to earn its way to that value. And once you've proven it, it will prove it over and over again. And that's why it's your daily. You're okay with it, you enjoy it, but that feeling of the expensive one, from the moment that you hold it, it's there. By the time you smoke it down to nothing, it's not worth anything. A BMW with 160,000 is worth nothing. 160,000 mile BMW is worth nothing. Brand new BMW, it's worth every penny. Right? Civic, you bought it at $16,000 at the beginning, it's worth zero. By the time it proved its value at 160,000, that's when you got your money worth. Have a good night, Martin. The extras intertwine with the critical component that can cause an expensive repair. Yes, and the repair is way too expensive. Yeah, you can use a secondary part. It's still not. It's not dependable. You cannot say that car is gonna be dependable. But 100,000 mile truck, it will still be very dependable. In fact, most construction company buys used trucks because they gotta beat the crap out of it and it's dependable. And this is exactly why a Japanese car is a daily driver and your German car is a weekend driver. Right? So it's the same concept for cigars, right? Your daily cigar, it's gotta be worth it. It's gotta be good. Good enough that you gotta do it every single day. But high-end cigar, not necessarily. You pay the price not knowing how good it is. Right? You pay the price not knowing how good it is. Right? High-end cigars, you never smoked it before. They just came out, but you gotta fork that money out first. Right? You gotta buy your unicorn that you have never smoked before at $100. Well, having that unicorn in your hand, that's $100 feeling. You bought that for the feeling. Once you smoke it down to nothing, that thing, $0. Right? Once you smoked it, it's $0. It's worth nothing. The idea behind it, I smoked it. That's worth $100, not the cigar itself. So when it comes to a budget cigar, under $15 cigar, they have to prove themselves to be good. They have to prove themselves to be good, to be your daily driver, right? By the time you finish smoking your daily cigar, at the end of that smoking, this cigar has worth itself to be an $8 cigar or $6 cigar, and you will buy it over and over again because it has that worth at the end of it. When you're done with it, it's worth $6. Right? But budget cigar does that, but high-end cigar does not. High-end cigar starts up with that value, goes to zero. Starts at $100 unicorn. Once you smoke it, zero. The memory of it worth 100. Budget cigar, from zero to the end. Now you have that value. You'll buy it over and over again. You'll smoke it. You'll be a daily driver. You'll smoke it daily. your go-to cigars. That's how budget cigar and different from high-end cigars. So don't always expect that high-end cigar is gonna smoke good. It probably doesn't. Some of them it's just like you put a name on it, and that's worth that value. Is the thought behind it, the story behind it. The top shelf gives that joy is special. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The high-end cigar, you get it, that joy of the high-end cigar, you get it the moment that you purchased it. It's on your hand. It's in your collection. That bragging right is what you pay for. All right? That collection, that's in here. You get to stare at it every day. It's like a beautiful Lamborghini that you never drive. Every time you stare at it, it's like, that's $200,000 right there. But every time you drive it, it depreciates. Every time you drive it, depreciate some more. Depreciate to nothingness at the end of it. That's the same thing as high-end cigar. Budget cigar, just like a civet. You pay $16,000 on it. The longer it lasts, the more it does, the more it's worth it to you. And then you will buy it again. You might not buy another Lamborghini at the end of that Lamborghini's life. You're like, I just spent $200,000 and got nothing at the end of it. Because now, 200,000 mile Lamborghini, who's gonna drive that? No one. 200,000 mile Civic, people will still drive it. This is why I said it's actually much more important to find out what is your go-to cigar. What's your favorite budget cigar? Because that's gotta deal with you every single day. Every day that you need that 1 hour to yourself, that's gotta help you. That's gotta give you that enjoyment over and over and over again. The luxury cigars, you put it on that day that you really need to celebrate. Just like the luxury car, you take it on the weekend when you go out with your family doing something special, create that memory, and that memory is worth that money, not the item itself. The item itself at the end worth to nothing. That's just my opinion on it. No, that's how I see things. So I tend to buy a good daily drivers or daily things. I get a good knife for cooking for daily. I do have pretty knives, but I don't always use that pretty knife. And again, the term budget varies by people. For me, a budget cigar is between $1 and $15. Alright, so I'll pay $15 and I'll still consider that as a daily driver budget cigar or something like that. But it varies from people. Some people is like, my daily cigar has to be $5. That's fine. So long as you find something that's worth $5 to you, that's a good daily. Right? But when you buy luxury stuff, the value that you pay really doesn't equivalent to the total amount of stuff that you buy. You do get what you pay for. Right? You pay for the enjoyment, you pay for the excitement, you pay for the functionality, you pay for the technology and stuff like that. But really tell you the truth, majority of the stuff that you can get from Mercedes-Benz, you can get on the Civic. So. The grain is also great. You can get them for less than $2 stick. My special smoke is the Amazon series because you just can't get them often. Yeah, so having a good daily cigar is really important. And that goes for anybody who just starting out for smoking or people who have been smoking for a long time. People who smoke a long time, their daily cigars might change over time. It might be stronger or you might find other new things that you try. For beginners, even more important for them to find the right daily cigar. Why? Because that's the one that's gonna train their palate. You don't want to train your palate on something that you hate. Yeah, I find the same way. I tend to buy the $30-$40 range Davidoff cigars. So now, if technically below $5, that's when I start to think that you're not getting too much. Because if you think about it, cigar industry has a tendency of markup of 100%. if not more, sometimes more than 100%. So they can discount it. So if you think about $1 cigar, you're getting a 50-cent material and labor. Material and labor. So you're not getting out that much. So that's really to the person that, how much is the balance between a good value, good flavor, and you get the value of it, great value. Value is the key, I think. Value is the key. What do you value, Have a good night, Jason. Value is the key. Always assess the value of what you're getting, and that will actually make you feel better what you buy. Am I getting my value? Is this cigar at the end of it? Am I getting my $5, $2, $10, $12 worth of it? I find out decent cigars under $5. If money wasn't the issue, I know what stick I would immediately get a box of. True. For me, I rarely get 2 or 3 boxes of something, because I think that, especially for high end, just for having it, the value is there. So once I smoke it down to nothing, then the value is gone. So I don't tend to get a lot of them, because really the value is to have them, not always to smoke them. I'm not gonna smoke it all that often, so the value is really at what I do with it. Am I hanging out with friends? Am I sending out a cigar bomb? Or am I going on a vacation? That's the part of it. But to enjoy something, I will get what I call budget cigars. So under $15 cigar, that will be something that I smoke all the time. I can swap it out every day. I don't mind it. I can go pick it up anytime. That kind of cigar. So yeah, that's about $15 cigars, right? So that's what I consider as budget cigar. A budget cigar, really what it means is that it's good to smoke. It's not too expensive, and it's worth that value that you have purchased with. High-end cigar, not always. Not always. You get that feeling. You get that awesome feelings that you finally find your unicorn. That one coffin worth of unicorn. That's $100 worth. You talk about it. Somebody look at your humidor and find that cigar, and they'll say, "Oh, is that the unicorn?" That's conversation is $100 worth, like in comparison, right? But your daily cigar is just earned your liking. You gotta do that every single day. It's just like rice. Asian people eat rice every day. It has to be a good rice because you gotta eat it every day. Yeah. So I think I give a relatively fair assessment on both cigars. I cannot continue with this jungle stripe because it tastes like cardboard. I'm not even kidding. It tastes like cardboard. It's not even a metaphor. It just tastes like cardboard. But this one's got some flavor to it. Got cedar, got anise, got creaminess, got nuttiness. It's got a little bit of vanilla, just a tad of pepper here and there. It's a good cigar. This one has earned its value. Tristan, but here's the question: would you smoke that woody? If you got one, would you keep it for a conversation, or would you smoke that woody? My top 3 this year are Plasencia Davidoff. That's a great cigar. Aren't you glad that you got one? Plasencia, Yamasa. Yamasa was a really underrated cigar before. No one wanted to buy it until somebody smoked it. Magic Toast, I agree. Egg roll is one of those value. budget cigar. It's such a great cigar. It's only for $4, but they limit it, so that's the problem. Chishan, that's a 5-hour commitment. that's a really 5-hour commitment. It's tough. It's not gonna be easy. Hey, it's Fernando. What's going on, man? So yeah, I think at this point I can already call it Liga Zebra. That's Ziga. Liga Zebra is the winner tonight because the other one is pretty bad. Fuma and Corda, Opus X Reserve, and Tabernacle. Now Tabernacle is some serious cigars. It's got that punch in the face. Daniel, have a good night. Yeah, Tabernacle is that punch in the face cigar. If you're a beginner to watch this the very first time, don't just go right to that. It's a great cigar, but it takes a good meal to go with that. It takes a good meal to go with that. Definitely takes a good meal to go with that. What about everybody else? What's your top 3 this year? Even though we have our top 25 list and nobody is really voting on it, we gotta close that poll soon. So the 770 Ogre's thick. It's like this thick, but it's not that long. It's this long. It's this thick. I smoked it once. I couldn't finish it. So in terms of my cigars, whatever that's in my humidor, I choose them at random. So I just put my hand in the humidor and I pick out whatever that's in there. I tend to mix my cigars here and there, and so I will smoke them if I pick them. There are some cigars I will avoid smoking, not because I want to keep them for special events. It's more like because I don't like it all that much. Sipping on some coffee liquor like Godiva, and about to light up a Casa Torreno 50 years. Ooh. Wiseman Maduro, San Compromiso, and Liga 10. I have not tried the Liga 10. Now, when you say Liga 10, which one is it? The Liga 10 or the TNT Liga 10? I have not tried both. I should get both of them and try them. Wiseman is actually not bad at all. But Wiseman being the top 3 of 2018 is just, I think it's overkill. It's not there. CAO Flathead 770, 3.5 hours. Now that's a cigar that you can fall asleep on. I think the entire like the Hot Rod series is too strong for light to medium smoker. The new one from Chu. So it's the Liga number 10, not the TNT Liga number 10. Even though I haven't tried either of them. I like the packaging. I just haven't found a place to buy it, so I haven't got there yet. I've been really into Plasencia cigar lately. They're good. I mean, Plasencia pretty much supplies majority of the cigar that's on the market. That's not even kidding. Right? They you know, if you smoke any normal brand that you can think of, they probably supply the tobacco in there. So you can expect that they gotta put some serious good stuff in there. So, but the price for Plasencia isn't cheap. You know, it's up there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It does look like with the heat sink on all of them. It's actually really, really cool. Camacho Rump barrel aged. Really? Really? That's not a cheap cigar. That's a quite hefty daily. That's a quite hefty daily. Anybody else haven't talked about their top three? Because the top three is changes all the time, right? The Camacho Imperial Stout is a great one. I have not tried that one yet. I have not. I'm not a particular beer drinker, so I'm not too looking forward to a beer styled cigar. True, I agree with that. That's a really good cigar. That's a really good cigar. The rum barrel aged is really good cigar. You get that really nice wood barrel flavor, not rum flavor. Don't get that wrong. If you're watching this for the first time, you haven't tried that before, you're not gonna get rum flavor from that cigar. You're gonna get that rum barrel flavor, that really woodsy, nice aroma. Like you're not gonna taste it, but you gotta get that aroma of it. It's actually really, really good. All right, Fernando, I think you're on vacation, right? So enjoy your vacation, man. Enjoy your vacation. Yes, it's got that char. It's got that wood flavor. It's got the. It's just totally different dimension. It's a well done cigar for sure. Well done cigar, but you know, for daily, that's. What would be a good punch cigar to try? Well, majority of the punch are pretty good. So, and they are around median. They are around median. There was only a few beginner punch, but the rest of them are all pretty good. So if you just want punch, you know, I would say all of them are like pretty good. Except punch Cubans, they are totally different than the punch like you know that we can get here. Punch Cubans are totally different. So any punch that's in America that you can buy, I would recommend it. Except the Connecticut, they are like nothing. But the all the punch are pretty punch are pretty good. So punch egg rolls are very good, and that's a median. Bob, you had to buy like a 5-year supply. You know, I think punch flavors are closer to a beginner flavor. They're good. They're smooth. They're pretty good. But all of them are not like crazy complex. Right? None of them are like crazy complex cigars. So if you like to search for a flavor, you like you know complex cigar, punch is not the brand for you. But if you you know you just like to enjoy cigars and you like the cigar itself, and you are not really into strong cigars, you know light to medium, then punch will be a good brand. But if you smoke a lot of different brands, you'll find that you know there's a lot of brand that's you know smoke worthy more than punch. I actually don't have a lot of punch cigar. Punch is not a brand that I go to find, you know, other than the egg roll, which is actually very different than the rest of their cigars. It's actually, I think, their best cigar yet. I mean, some of you will probably agree with me that punch egg roll are probably one of their best cigar yet. For the price too, that price, amazing price. $4 a cigar, $4.50. Even at $5-6, I think it's worth it. Even at $5 to $6, that will be more than worth it. Bob, what? Bob, no, Bob. Go find one. And both probably have bolder, typically have bolder smokers. What do you mean by bolder? I think that's I can't quite relate. What do you mean by bolder? I mean diesel. I think diesel is just slightly better than punch, to be honest with you. That's a cigar that they really should make it as a regular production. I think the only reason they won't make it at regular production is probably, most likely, because there's not that many of that specific tobacco they were using. The supplier don't have that much for them to make it. Or else I really don't see a reason why they shouldn't make that a big head regular production. I think that's something that they should definitely make into regular production. Because it's good value, good smoke, good flavor, and good presentation too. Yeah. The one I've just had more strength and flavor. So bold. In comparison to like a Plasencia or like Tabernacle, you think it's actually got more bold flavor? Because I actually think that it's, for me, I don't particularly fancy punch cigars for sure. Got a rum. Night, guys. Have a good night, Mike. Yes, it's on the back of the band, but I think we already seen all of them. They could make new ones though. They definitely should make new ones, because printing those shouldn't take too much. I will be okay even if they don't have fortune on it. Just the cigar. The cigar is great, and for that price range, oh my god, amazing cigar, amazing cigar. $4 something cigar, $5 range cigar, for that much flavor, for that much complexity. They done that one right. Even I know it's not April Fool joke, but even if they claim to be, it's still a great cigar. I'm having the Genesis, the project right now. I don't think I have that before. I don't think I have that before. Oh, just as a reminder, this Saturday we're smoking the Fratello. Again, that will be the last Fratello cigar for the month of the Fratello June. So last Fratello cigar, which is the Fratello Navda, whatever you want to call it. So if you have that cigar, make sure to save it for Saturday. And shameless plug, if you haven't entered Bob the Cigar Guy giveaway for that Drew Estate lighter stuff, you should. It's free. For one picture. Why not? Do it. Do it. Do it. Now, I definitely have not had that cigar before, I think. Do it. One picture gives you a chance to win something. Do it. And you can post it anywhere, so long as you tag Bob. If Bob can see it, you post it in the right place. Just go post something. Instagram, whatever. Bob has Instagram. Post on Instagram. You know, post on any way that you want, and the requirement is so simple. You get the requirement within the first 5 minutes of that video. You just have to go watch that video. Alright. Go watch that video. Take 5 minutes of your time. You know, Bob has really pretty plates. I love that plate. In fact, that's my daily plate. I don't use actual plates at home. I try to save water. I'm so excited for July 6th. I'm gonna be in New York City, And again, there's gonna be a meet for Shadow Smoke Legion. If you're not part of Shadow Smoke Legion, you can also find us that day. You know, we can invite you in. It's a great group. I can't complain about the group. There's nothing bad to say about the group except the fact that I'm in it. Okay? Only I'm in there. That's the bad part. But I don't post out that much anymore, so you don't see me out that much. So you can enjoy the rest of the group members because we're that good. We're that good. All right, we're that good. We're that good. Say it like what, three, four times because it's important. We're that good. You wanna join it. You wanna join our group because our group is it's a great group. What can I say? Right? All you have to do if you don't like me, just avoid the Wednesday and Saturday nights and podcasts. That's all you had to avoid. Everything else will be great. Everything else will be great. I promise you. It's gotta be a good group for you to join. I'm happy right now today is because I got paid today. Today I got a client call, and the client he knew he was gonna call me, so he sent me a check already. So I got the check before I even give him advice today. So I got my budget for my cigars when I go over there to buy cigars. So I'm kind of happy today. I'm kind of excited. It's like, yeah, I got cigar budgets. Who doesn't love Tony? Very easy. Just look at how many people watch this video and didn't hit the like button. Most people don't hit the like buttons. I have to say, in this smaller room, smoking with Rabbit Air does a better job. So, financial advice? Yeah, anybody needs a financial advice? We can go to a financial time. Any sort of financial advice I can provide. But just take my advice with a grain of salt. All right. Any advice I provide to you, take it with a grain of salt. Toss 2 cents out in terms of how I manage my own wealth and how I deal with corporations finance, right? Corporation finances. Because a lot of time you see one way and you don't. No, that would not be my consultation gig. No. Don't hire me for consultation because I'm expensive. Don't hire me for a consultation because I'm expensive. I actually tend to tell people that. When people call me up, they say, yeah, this person has recommended you to offer corporate consultations and stuff like that, strategic consultation. I say, well, first of all, did your friend tell you I'm expensive? And then they will tell me, yeah, they did tell me about how much you cost them per year. And I tell them, well, you had a bad friend because they just recommended you one of the most expensive consultant out there. So I'm very expensive. You can probably go to a consulting firm for cheaper. So I recommend consulting firm. And usually in consulting firm, you'll get a nice, pretty lady. Not this Asian. Yep, I'm a strategic consultant. So for those people who doesn't know what I do, I'm a strategic consultant. So what I do is I will read your business plan, I'll rip it apart, and I tell you there's a better plan. This is what you should be doing instead. So that's what I do. I read a lot of business plans, and I basically tell them this and that will work, this and that will not work, and here's how to make it work. That's what I usually do. So don't contact me if you don't have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, I'm not gonna come up with a plan for you unless you know what you gotta know where's point A and where's point B. All right, and to get to point B, that's what I do. I get you from point A to point B, but you gotta know what B is. You gotta know whether or not B is even possible. You know, if you just call me up and says, I would like to fly into space, and I gotta go, good luck, have a good one, you know, enjoy your flight to space. But if you come out and say, here's my plan, I want to go to the space, then I can go for that. That's something I would do. Okay, I'll read it, you know, and we'll go from there. But the business plan has few important things, okay? Few important things. Number one, most important, what you want to do. How much money you're gonna spend. How much money you have. If you don't have enough, how you gotta get that money. That's the basic information that you need. All right, so what you want to do, how much money you gotta spend, how much money you have, how you gotta get the money you don't have. These are the plan. And after that, it gets you how to operate and get to that point, what you want to do, right? So obviously, if you don't have a business yet, you say, I want a business. This business will cost like $100,000, okay? I have $50,000, and this is my plan of how to get that $50,000. And I will tell you how to sustain that and pay off that $50,000 and have your business. Usually, that's how it is. So the business plan is gotta have a good, at least an estimate. If you can't write one, you gotta be able to at least tell one, right? Tell one so I can take notes and I put it together and say this is what it is. And a lot of times, some of the thing I'll say that's not feasible or that's not doable unless this changed. I have those questions, but I don't have a clue on how to make that happen. Well, that's where other stuff comes in. Like if you need financing, you will need a finance consultant that might change the outcome of your thing. But if you already know your finance, then you have a business plan. All right, the business plan cannot do it without those elements. You cannot do something without knowing what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, there's nothing to tell you about, right? Let me relight this. So if you don't know what you're gonna do, you don't know. So most people knows what they want to do. Okay, so that's your point A and point B. Point A and point B. Then your finance. You gotta know how much money that you have and how to get to that point. Like for example, you don't have that money and your way of getting that money to save money. Oh, on the screen is free. On the screen is free. So you get to that money, how you gotta get to that money, and you get a timeline of that money. And having that plan is number one indication whether or not it's sustainable. Most business fail in the first year. You can tell whether or not a business is gonna fail within the first year. That first year is gonna have it's gotta give you all the indications of what it do wrong, what you need to improve to get that to sustain. And most of my client does that. That they have a business, they want to be an even bigger business, or how to sustain their business. After the first year, they find all the problems. So they will come out with a emergency plan or something like that and say, oh, if I change this and that, would I be able to do what I want to do now? So that's strategic consulting. You come here and says, my plan is this. This is all my information. Could this work? And I'll read it and I'll tell you, well, with all these problems here and there, then that, you cannot work. But if you solve this problem this way, solve that problem this way, solve this problem this way, now you have a way to get to your goal. The majority is gonna be, marketing. I do have marketing background, and basically planning, a good planning, and follow through with the plan too. Gotta have plan A, B, C, and when they fail, make sure to take a look at your plan D, E, F. Things always change. I need to treat the channel like a business so that I have a bigger influence and around for a long time. I agree with that, but first thing first, Bob, you need to have income. And I'm not saying that income from you to sustain your family. I'm talking about income from the channel. And we all know Bob is so nice that he's not gonna ask for any income unless that's what you wish. Alright, he's the type of person that will send you the sticker and say, don't pay me if you don't like it. He's gonna send you this thing that says, don't pay me if you don't like it. Alright, that's what I call philanthropy. So can't run a business like that. That's your biggest problem, Bob. No, most business takes sponsorship. Most YouTube channel takes sponsorship. YouTube itself is not gonna pay enough unless you have enough viewers, like millions of viewers. And the cost of producing the episode costs a lot of money. So unless you have income that's gonna sustain that, it's not gonna work. And most income actually came from sponsors, not from the channel itself. So that's the thing that you have to really consider how to get there. How to get there should be sponsorship. But really, Bob, we all like your video. We love your videos. Your reviewing video is great and it actually brings up everybody's day. It actually, people enjoy watching it. People get happy watching it. And your biggest problem is that if you change that, it wouldn't be the same anymore. So don't change. Don't change. I think the best way for Bob to have income is through fundraisers and maybe talk to Jewish State, see if they want to do something. At least help out with that. That's probably what you can do. When I get a laptop, I plan to set up a website and get an ad revenue. You mean revenue? And a couple of manufacturers that say they will put ads on the website. Absolutely, I can't be anything but me. Exactly. Ad revenue is probably the most common way to make revenue, but even that I don't recommend it, unless it's percentage revenue. So that there's a big difference. It's once you have it set up, talk to me again on screen so I don't have to charge you. So yeah, 10:57. It's time to wrap up. Ooh, I just kicked my trash can. Time to wrap up. So today we have Jungle Stripe and we have Liga Zebra. And Liga Zebra is hot. Significantly better than the Jungle Stripe. Could be that's the way they're supposed to be, or they didn't have Liga Zebra before the Jungle Stripe, but Jungle Stripe did not taste good to me. I have it halfway down and I did not enjoy it all that much. Tastes kind of like cardboard. But Liga Zebra is one with all the flavors. So if you gotta choose between the two, choose Liga Zebra. Bob, here's a technology advice. Don't buy an overly expensive laptop. There you go. Don't buy an overly expensive laptop. For average computer editing software plus the unit that can run it good should not cost you more than $800. Unless you're playing game, you don't need a $1,000 laptop. Bob, I'm not using a $1,000 laptop to do this. Alright, do not spend that much money to buy a laptop. It doesn't do any good. All right, buy the side equipment that's gonna support the laptop. Don't buy a laptop that's gonna support the equipment. Okay, all right. So that goes it for the night. Battle between two cigars. The battle Wednesday, Liga Zebra is the winner. And if you want to see other comparison, leave in the comment, leave in the chat, leave in the comment, leave in the Facebook, leave in Instagram, whatever it is. Tag me, or if it's on any of those, I'll take a look. I'll find those cigars, and we'll do a comparison. Enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the week. I will see you guys on Saturday smoking a Fratello. And other than that, I'll see you guys on Facebook. Have a good night, everybody. Now, if I can find that button to turn this thing off, and I'll try to fix the chat next time. Have a good night, everybody. Be saucy.